Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Fanttik X9 Ultra tire inflator. The Fanttik X9 Ultra is one of the largest tire inflators that Fanttik currently offers, and it's designed with multiple functions and features to allow it to be used both for tire inflation, as a power bank, and even for camping with the built-in lights. You can see packaging wise, it's just a giant box, nice yellow and gray color scheme, with all the main specs and features printed right on the front. You can see it also has their V12 Aero Core pump on the inside, which helps it inflate really quickly. And then again, additional specifications on the back. I'll go ahead and open this up. We'll go over the full specs. You can see inside the box, you have nice packaging with the foam insert. You can see once you pull it out, you get the instruction manual, additional accessories in a box, and this nice foam outer casing to help protect it during shipping. So retail price on this is right about $200. It has a very large 25,000 milliamp battery with fast 40 liter per minute inflation, which lets you inflate big truck tires, cars, or anything in between. Has a built-in flashlight with 2000 lumens, so nice bright that can be used during camping or for roadside repairs. And it also has a nice digital display with multiple mode memory, so you can actually set it up for different cars or vehicles and easily switch between them. It also has the USB Type-C ports on here, so you have 3 ports, USB-A and then 2 USB-C ports, and you can use this as a power bank. You can see once you get it out, nice big design with a built-in handle and a large display screen. And again, basic accessories here as well. So they do include a couple nozzle attachments, which is nice, so you can use this on a bicycle, as well as your standard cars. You can see here is a USB-C to C charging port, and if we flip this over, you actually have this little hidden accessory port, which actually stores the ball attachment, the little inflatable bed or kayak type attachment, and then the Presta for road bikes. The actual air nozzle you can see is wrapped around on the inside, so very nice and compact, all in one design. It is a big battery, so definitely weighs quite a bit. So you can see 4,171 grams. Visually, the Fanttik X9 Ultra looks more like a portable battery than a tire inflator. It's definitely one of their biggest products, and you can see it has a built-in handle, a plastic body, and what they do best is the beautiful screen. So you can see big bright screen on the top with its glossy surround. You have the LEDs on the front side. On the other sides, you can see you have basic branding with Fanttik, and then the vents here to help with cooling. The handle is actually built into the body, which is really nice. So it makes it really easy to carry around. And then you have the ports on the front. You have a standard USB-A, USB-C, and then another USB-C, and you can see it's actually labeled 65 watts, so you should get fast charging with most things. There is no traditional power plug here, but with these 3 ports, you'll be able to recharge most of your accessories. You can see the other side again, additional venting. And then if we go to the bottom, this is where the air hose is actually stored, which is pretty cool. So you have these little rubber pads, and then the little accessory holder and this little slot. So pretty cool way to keep everything attached. And you can use this with Trader, Presta, or balls, or even inflatable mattresses. So pretty cool, and it gives you a lot of versatility. You can see the storage reel essentially is just this slot cut through here, and you have the air nozzle. So you simply wrap it around when you're not using it, and it is very long, so almost 46 inches. So that means you can access really tall car tires. So if you have a big truck and the valve is way on top, there's no problem. You can see a simple thread-on design with Schrader as the default, as that's most of your car tires. And then you can add the attachments if you want to use on a bicycle or anything else. When you're not using it, you can see very easy to store in here and then lock it in place. As far as the user interface, you can see big screen here. You hold the power button to turn it on, and you can see the display. Again, Fanttik does a really good job with displays. So it's nice and bright, really big lettering, so you can see the target pressure, current pressure, and then the battery status. If you go up and down, you can adjust the target, which has that nice little indicator. The right button is the mode, So you can have a couple presets. If you don't see any mode, that means you're in manual. So if you're just doing something ad hoc, you would do in there. But if you say you have a couple vehicles, you can set these presets so you don't have to keep changing them. And then you can see it has mode memory. So whatever you set it to, it should remember the last inflation amount. So you can see once I adjust it, then turn it on and off, when I come back, it should remember that value. So it's only the last inflation mode. There is no additional buttons. Sound-wise, you can hear it's actually quite loud, so definitely a big pump in here. And should inflate quickly, so you don't have to sit there for a long time like you do with the smaller pumps on a car tire, which have a lot of volume. You also have the basic control, so holding these will do a fast adjustment, so you can see 5 PSI at a time. If you hold this mode button, it'll switch the display units, so KPI, bar, or PSI. Single tap again to switch modes. And then there's also the light button, so this is the camping mode. They have the spot mode, so 2 LEDs which are nice and bright. SOS, so if you're ever really in an emergency, you can turn that on. And then off, so single button press to cycle through. But you can see very bright, so 2000 lumen. That means you can definitely use this for camping. And it's a nice way just to get more versatility, so if you have a roadside emergency or doing a repair in the garage, you can use this. So overall, really simple design. It is on the heavier side, but still portable. And again, it's great for home repairs or even for like roadside repairs. You can leave this in your vehicle. And as long as you keep it charged up, you should be able to always inflate things or do an emergency charge on your phone or other devices. Now let's take a look at the X9 Ultra in action. Using it as an inflator is really easy, just power it on. Big bright screen, that's the nice thing about this. Very easy to read with a backlight. And you can see the inflation hose is also really long as well, so if you have a big truck, you can put this on the ground, you don't have to get right up next to it. You simply unwrap it. It doesn't have a retracting style hose like a garden hose, but it has a little cutout on the bottom, so you just slide it through. And then you twist it on with the Schrader valve. The top part of the screen shows you the target pressure, which is 35 PSI, and the bottom will show you the real time, so you can see as I connect it. And once it gets fully seated, it'll stabilize at the current pressure. So you can see I'm a few PSI low, so I just hit the button. You immediately hear the fan turn on, which helps it stay cool. And then you can see here it hit the pressure, it pauses until it stabilizes, and then it runs again until it fully hits the target pressure. So very easy to use. You just press it and you can walk away. It's a very big pump, so it works a lot quicker than some of the smaller pumps. And if you ever try to inflate your car tire with a bike pump, you know it can take forever because of the high volume. You can see it's very easy to put on your valve stem back on, and you can rewrap the hose. The nice thing about the design is all the adapters, the press of the Schrader, everything's already in there on the bottom storage, so you don't have to worry about losing accessories. And you just wrap it up and you're ready to go. The pump also has some other features with the flashlight and the Powerbank functionality, so you can use this even when you're not using it to inflate your tires. The lights are very bright. You have that nice warm campfire mode, and then the spotlight mode, as well as an SOS. Obviously, SOS is kind of a weird feature. You're not gonna really use that unless you're really in an emergency, but it's nice and bright, great for garage work, camping, or even just roadside repairs. You can also charge other devices, so you have 2 USB-C ports and then a standard USB, and you can see once you connect and it starts drawing a charge, it'll show up here with the output wattage, and if you were to charge this, it shows the input wattage with the estimated time. It's really convenient to use and a nice little power bank functionality. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Fanttik X9 Ultra. What we like about it is a large battery capacity, so you can use this as a power bank for roadside repairs, and you can also use it to inflate multiple tires, all without having to recharge the battery. It also has multiple memory modes built in, so you can set specific inflation levels for different vehicles and then just switch between the modes. It also has a pretty bright and useful flashlight mode, which is great for camping, or if you have power outage, you can use this for extra illumination. The main negative is the fact that it doesn't have a very premium retail price, but the good thing about it is Fanttik usually has a lot of sales. Also, the output ports do not light up while they're in use, so it would have been nice if they would actually had a little LED just to make more obvious when they're being used. Taking everything into account would give the X9 Ultra 9 out of 10. It's a nice multi-function inflator that can be used for roadside repairs or as an emergency battery on the road. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.